Welcome back, Snack Pack, to a kind of a reboot to this series as well. It is American Truck Simulator. I absolutely love this game. Love driving all these trucks. As you can see here, we're staring at a wonderful looking Kenworth. Kenworth? Wow, Kenworth. Um, this truck actually looks really cool. But as you start out, which you can tell I am still a newbie on the little personal stats there. Um, but I've only done like the basic first mission just to get a little bit of experience. Haven't done too much. I've only driven 4 miles, which was the distance of the first one. This is a Kenworth W900, which I'm hoping to get eventually, which I think there's a couple more that you can actually buy. We don't have enough money at the moment to buy anything. We've only got $1,900, so we're kind of working with what we got. We do have our wonderful bald eagle right there as our logo of Epic Truckin, Epic Truckin Inc. Can't say the G because it's not there. It's an apostrophe. It's for Southern people only. But anyways, so what we're going to be doing is getting into the job market, and right now, until we actually buy our first truck, we can only do these little quick jobs, which we are starting out here in awesome Santa Fe, New Mexico. Now all these trucks are kind of preloaded, and they give you different little stats and different things about them. Yeah, this is the kind of truck that I want. This Kenworth looks awesome. Actually, no, that's a Peterbilt. Can I do one with a Kenworth? Yeah, I can, but they're the bigger ones. But I want to do the one that makes me the most money, which actually is a fair haul. But at least you get to take the job, so whenever you do the take job, it automatically teleports you to wherever this truck is at, and it's already hooked up to the load, I'm pretty sure. To double check. But I'm pretty sure it's already... Yeah, so it's already hooked up to everything. So now all you have to do is actually like get out of here. Now I do have a question for you as I try to get out of here. The last time I did this series, I did it all from this perspective, just kind of being out here. Now there's not a whole lot of noise, as you can tell, like unless I get up closer to the truck. You probably won't be able to hear it that much. I want to know what you guys would prefer. Would you rather me do it from this point of view or actually in the cab? I suck at driving in the cab, so if you want to see something funny, then that's definitely the one that you're going to want. Let me go ahead and hop out here. I might be able to... Yeah, if you go far enough over to the other lane, they will actually stop, which is very handy. But let's see, and there's a couple other views, but there's nothing super fancy. I mean, we do have this very cool panoramic view, or not really panoramic, but cinematic view that actually looks really cool. And some of the times I like to be in here. Of course, I've got both of my mirrors up on the sides, or I can look over. It don't matter. But we are just coasting along. I just wanted to see what you guys would prefer, just being here. And I may even just kind of stay in here unless I get off the road or come up to anything that's serious. Then I might have to actually pop out here just to make sure I'm not going to hit anything. And whenever I'm parking especially, I will probably have to stay in this view because I'm okay at parking. The first little job that I took, like the tutorial job or whatever, it did give you an option give me an option to do like the most advanced parking, which puts it in like a real precarious place. And it's not like just drive forward and park. It's like you got to turn around, back up, do everything else. And I did that just fine, but I did have to do it from this view essentially. Do really like this. I hope I picked the right truck to begin with, because I did pick Kenworth, so I'm hoping, and I might actually just be able to go to like the Peterbilt area and actually get a truck. I don't think it really matters. Okay, this traffic jam is not cool, but once we hop out here, everything should be fairly smooth sailing for the most part. Should just be able to hop over here, and then we're actually going to get on the interstate, which is nice. We only got to drive 167 miles, or 197 a minute ago. So 2 hours worth of, or 3 hours worth of driving, not too bad. In game, time goes by fairly quickly. It's all relative to speed. So I mean, if you're going down the interstate, you should be able to pick up speed and knock down your time quite a bit. I did kind of cut that a little short. But let's go ahead and hop up here. There's nobody coming that direction. That's an odd intersection. I don't think I've ever done anything in New Mexico just yet. I've played this game in kind of like my free time, but I started in Arizona, so it's a little bit different. I mean, out here does look very, very similar, but some of the cities are a little bit different and how they're configured, obviously. But the on and off ramps are a little different. Speed limits are a little different too. I think I do have it set for car speed limits, maybe. I'll have to check because there are some like 75 mile per hour spots like this up here. I don't think, oh yeah, I do actually get to go 75. So I may have it set for actual car. Why does this slow back down? It slows way down, good lord. Don't know why it would slow down that far, but I do have it set for like actual car speed limits, and just for that one little area. Seriously, whatever. So I'm gonna try to get as far as I can, which usually doesn't take too terribly long. I do like kind of cycling through these. Ooh. Cinematic cam. Good lord, it lets me go far away. But yeah, so I'm just gonna coast around, and yes, I am using a controller, as you can tell. It's a whole lot easier than doing the keyboard, that is for sure. I suck at doing the keyboard with this game. Controllers make it a lot easier, especially with shifting and everything else, which I have it set to simple automatic right now, so I mean, all I have to do is hold down the trigger and I go, for the most part. And then the left trigger is the brake, and I can set cruise control and everything else, which I will probably do once I get up to speed. But once we get closer to our destination, we should be able to, I should be able to show you all kind of what the parking and everything is going to be like, because it's a little different from most normal games, I guess I should say, because you can actually pick how you want to park the vehicle. It's not just like put it here, or like once you get to the place that's it. You can actually park it, so hopefully it's not too terribly a precarious place that it wants me to put the actual goods that I'm carrying here. And we should be able to see how well my parking skills are, which they're not that great. Alright, and as we are within 10 miles, looks like 17-ish minutes, nothing too major. I did nearly miss the exit, so that would have been terrible if I had done that. Actually kind of had to cut over, and wasn't too pretty. So I decided to take all that out, because nobody needs to see all that. Nobody needs to see me mess up on these games. I need to be perfect. Just kidding. I don't know. But yeah, so we are, as you can tell, we're already 5 miles now away from where we need to be. So time does go by fairly quickly, and I've probably only been sitting here for 10 minutes maybe. So I mean, driving what says in game like 3 hours. Ooh, and we discovered Gallup. Awesome. And you actually do have to stop at these red lights to turn right, which is kind of a pain, but I do understand why. I mean, you're technically always supposed to stop at a red light, but if you're turning right, it's a little picky. Sometimes it'll let you go, like you can stop, but then it'll and then like if you're stopped for a couple seconds, then you can turn your blinker on and go. Sometimes it doesn't let you, or sometimes it'll still fine you either way. And yes, you do get fines. I don't have that turned off, so I'm going to try my absolute best to not get a whole lot. Because you can get speeding tickets, you can get running traffic lights, bumping into people, essentially running into people. So I mean, fairly realistic uh, tickets you can get. Um, so I'm gonna try my best to eliminate as much of that as possible. I don't usually try to speed down any road unless I really want to get somewhere kind of fairly quickly. So like later on there you can get an upgrade to where you can do longer like trips and stuff. So I think right now it's set to the max I can do is like 250 miles, I think. Either 250 or just 200. Um, and then you can get an upgrade. The first one's like up to 400, I think. And 400 is a fairly good distance. Um, if you don't really think about it, I mean, 400 miles, that's a long, long way. Heck, 200 to 250 miles is a fairly long way whenever you're talking about hauling something as big as this. So yeah, so it does give you these three options. You can either say that you're in a hurry and it will park it for you, but you get no additional experience for parking it. Um, or you can do the play it safe and it'll actually put it in the safest place. Or you can do the most difficult one, which looks like it wants it over there, which I could totally do that. Um, and that's usually kind of how it is. It'll put it in a fairly picky spot. This one's fairly simple. This one's, I don't want to park it at all. So I'm actually going to go for the top one. And hopefully I didn't swing it too far to where it'll get caught on the fence. No, okay, good. I was worried there for a second because sometimes I do that. But usually if you follow the truck lines, like the tire marks that's already on the pavement that's nearby, usually it gives you a pretty good representation of kind of where you need to be. Most of the time anyway. Sometimes, like if it's dirt or something, some of them don't exactly show up very well. Like the one that I'm sort of following is actually for the next stall over, but this one's actually fairly easy if I can get it turned just a tad bit more. I should be able to get it in fairly easily. I might actually hit the edge, so I'm actually going to pull up a little bit to line it up a bit better. And I do want to angle it a smidge more. Well, that's a lot more, but either way, you kind of get the point. It's all about trying to get it in that green area as best as possible. So we're kind of hitting this tow motor over here, or forklift, you know, whichever way you prefer to say it. To me, it's a tow motor. And then once everything goes green, you hit Y or T and it'll drop the pegs over there, and you actually get all the experience. So we drove 203 miles on our first official trip. Time taken 3 hours and 55 minutes, and now we're up to level 1. You started out at level 0. The first basic job that you get doesn't give you a whole lot of experience. I think that what gave me the most is actually parking the truck, which gave me 90, and I think it gives you like 10 extra experience because you only have to drive like 5 miles, 4 miles, something like that. So we did get 90 extra experience for actually parking the trailer, and we got nearly $5,000 for actually doing it, and 327 experience. And then this, once you level up, this is your kind of skill tree. You can do long distance. So yeah, the next one is 400, then 650, then 1,000, then 1,600. I don't think I've ever gone over 650. I might have done 1,000, but that takes a long time. Like that, I probably sat here and drove for like 10 minutes, 10, 15 maybe. Whenever you get up to 400, so that would be essentially doubling because we've got 250 miles right now. 400, I'd probably be sitting here for about 20, 25-ish. 650 might be sitting here like 40 minutes just driving, just from one spot to the next. So 1,000 and plus, I have no clue. I'd probably be sitting here for an hour or so just driving. You can do different hazards. I usually, for the beginning, try to go for this high value cargo just to ramp it up a little bit so we get paid a little bit more. You can do fragile cargo, which is usually like cars and stuff like that, just real fragile stuff. It says glass, electronics, machinery, cars is another one. Just in time, it gives you stuff where they need it like really, really fast, so you don't have time to rest. You don't have time to get gas. Like, you have to make sure that all your stuff is sorted first. Fuel economy is fairly good for whenever you start doing the longer distance stuff. But I do want to go ahead and hit this high value cargo. Oh, and it looks like we got 2 emails. New Kenworth trucks are for sale. That's fine. And the bank, which is where you can actually go and get a loan, which we will handle that in the next one. And then we might be able to get a truck. I don't know for sure. I may actually do another job in between this episode and the next. But I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, don't forget to let me know by leaving a like. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.